All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Dead Box Podcast. My name is Cisco.
And Boaz.
And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about what we want to see in Airsoft in the year 2022.
I could have sworn, man, 2021 started a few days ago.
Yeah, for real. It flew by.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And I think during, when we got back from BB Wars, all of November just zapped by. And I was like, what the heck? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm still in really big denial. Honestly, 2020 and 2021 just been a huge break. Can you believe that in about a month, 2015 is 7 years ago?
Wow. Well, when you put it like that, that's crazy because I started at Airsoft GI in 2015.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Or 2018 was 4 years ago.
Whoo. Wow.
Yeah.
Back when the world was normal.
I know. Well, yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed here, 2022 will be a bit more free and a bit more open, yeah, than the past couple years.
Yep.
Judging by other pandemics historically, like 1920 of the Spanish influenza. I believe historically it did take about 2 or so years for everything to go back to normal. I think 1922 was the year when things started to go back, at least in the U.S.
When was the Black Plague?
I don't know. I'm assuming maybe 1420, maybe 1520. I don't know. There's actually been multiple bubonic plague outbreaks actually in Europe. I think the one that you're talking about is in the 1400s or something like that.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about things that we want to see in 2022, different products, what we want out of the community, events, what we want to do personally. So I think the hot topic,
of our hopes and dreams. we will spill our brains out.
Yeah.
Metaphorically.
Yeah.
On the table of all our hopes and dreams. We're gonna make ourselves very vulnerable for you guys.
Yes. So the first topic I think we should hit is probably the hot topic, which will be airsoft guns. And I talked to you about it a little earlier, and I was thinking, what airsoft guns or what real guns don't exist in airsoft already? And I was having trouble thinking about it because, if you know me, I like M4s. It's typically what I build. It's typically what I run, and Glocks, and they already exist. So I was trying to think of what companies can do or what they could release or how to innovate.
Okay, so just to right off of what you said, when you talked about Glocks, there is one Glock that we haven't seen yet in Airsoft. That is a GHK. First ever Airsoft striker, a real striker fired system, which is unheard of up to this point. Even most striker fired pistols in Airsoft, they use an internal hammer.
Yes.
So it's like a fake striker, but apparently with GHK, it's going to be a real striker fire system.
Yes, that's going to be very interesting.
Let me tell you, even on our website, we put it up on pre-order. GHK, what is going on? Why haven't you delivered? You've been hyping us up. Yeah, you were telling us, you allocated certain amounts to us already. What is going on? Why aren't you delivering? But anyway, but with all that aside, a $400 price tag.
Yes, quite pricey.
I'm so curious as to see what makes this gun $400, and it better shoot like a $400 airsoft gun. My expectations are high.
Is it green gas?
It better be green gas.
Or is it CO2?
It better be. Actually, honestly, I don't know if it's dual fuel.
That'd be tight.
Yeah, a lot of more modern airsoft guns are doing nowadays with dual fuel. They better deliver. For $400 for an airsoft pistol is pretty. Now I know a lot of you guys out there that build your custom high cap, because you guys build into the thousands.
Yep.
Which is, to me, it's beyond me. But again, for out of the box pistol, $400.
Yeah.
It better be worth it.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
But what I'm more excited about is, let's see if any other companies out there will reproduce the striker fire system.
If they will rip it off. Oh, dude.
Hey, because copyright overseas, it's the Wild West.
Which sucks, honestly. It is officially licensed through Umarex Elite Force for Glock, but yeah, that blows when it restricts, everyone. At least here in the U.S., because overseas and stuff, they talk about, oh, my MP5 that isn't officially licensed. I'm like, I don't know about it. There's nowhere here locally that carries it. We don't carry it, so we're not able to get it because we
don't want to be sued into oblivion.
Yeah,
but
we follow the rules.
Yeah, begrudgingly.
Yes.
Hey, but I will say, knockoffs is the lifeblood of airsoft. Let me tell you. How many people out there with their FMA chest rigs and their Emerson plate carriers and the Emerson, combat tops and combat pants and stuff, and let's not forget about our boys over at all the TM clones out there.
Yeah,
it is the lifeblood. So
see, I know there is some like, I don't know what the correct word is, but there is some reason why TM is not working with companies to officially license their stuff, which sucks. Because, like, if they could officially license the next gen recoil shocks, like the 416s and stuff, and we can get them in here, like, that'll be tight. Like the SCAR, I'd love to see the 417, the 416. I'd love to see all those available with official licensing, because it would just give a little bit more diversity out there. Another 416.
I think the whole topic of licensing in airsoft actually is a whole nother discussion. Actually,
yes.
It is a whole nother rabbit hole, and like kind of the state of the real firearms industry and their licenses and the airsoft, like it's a whole thing. But other than in 2022,
I did want to piggyback off of the 416 thing. One thing that I want to see that we should have seen this year is the gas blowback 416 from KWA/Elite Force/Umarex. So where y'all at? I'm waiting. I've been waiting for it.
Maybe they're holding off and they're waiting for the LM4D system to be introduced.
I don't know.
Because honestly, like I think when it comes to their product line, I don't know if you guys been keeping up with KWA. I have been, because they're my favorite company in airsoft. But with KWA, they did. Oh,
I caught it. I saw it.
All right. Well, there goes the eye candy.
Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about this in a little bit.
Yep.
But with the LM4D system coming out, it was supposed to come out, I think, last year, but due to global circumstances, and
earlier this year.
Yeah. But due to global circumstances and stuff, and I'm assuming shortages, and I'm hopefully, like, the optimist side of me is thinking maybe they just had to delay it just for R&D, just for further, improving the quality of the product, because gas blowback systems are pretty tough to nail down.
Yes.
I will say, as a avid gas blowback enjoyer.
Yep.
Yeah, they are pretty tough to nail down. And they claim to be addressing a lot of the issues and the problems that the previous LM4 had, and they're going to revamp it and make it better. So, honestly, like, if they had to hold the project because they're going to redo the system with the LM4D system, I think it's a smarter move, because I think it'll suck more that if they came out with the 416 using the old system, and then right after, here's a new LM4D system.
No, that would suck.
That would suck. So I'm okay with KWA. I'm okay with waiting for them, because in my personal opinion, I've always had a good experience with KWA products.
Yeah, see, I don't know how long they've been working on the LM4D system. So if it was within the past couple of years, understandable. But the LM4 itself has been around since 2011, 2010.
Yeah, it's been
a long time.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see about that. But one thing that you mentioned to me was if they did a gas blowback QRF.
For sure.
Oh, if they did that,
yeah.
Take my money.
Yeah,
take it all.
Yeah, every time I get to meet the guys over at KWA, I'm always like, hey. So
it's true.
So gas blowback QRF or what?
Yeah.
And then they'd always give me like a little coy smile, and they're like, we can't say anything, but, and I'm like,
but
what? Yeah. So I'm really hoping, because I will say, though, just being honest, my only critique of KWA is that they've been kind of putting the gas blowback line on the back burner.
Yes. They have done a lot of work with their AEGs, which is cool.
Yeah, which is great. So now they got their AEGs figured out. That's great. Now, I'm hoping by 2022 they'll start to revisit their gas system.
Okay.
For example, like their NS2 system with their gas blowback pistols.
It's been around for a while.
It's been around for a very long time. And honestly, me being honest, brutally honest, the KDWA, definitely outdated.
Yep.
So, KDWA, where's the NS3? Where's the NS3?
NS3.
All right. I don't need it to be
3.0.
I don't need it to be TM compatible. I just need it to work well. And if they were to update their ATP line for an RMR,
that'd be pretty clean.
NS3 system,
That would be pretty clean.
if they're able to come out with their version of the double stack 1911 again with the new revamped system, do some aggressive slide cuts.
That would be
Maybe even revisit their 1911s.
Yeah,
make it a bit cooler.
I will say one thing that they should bring back is their M9 platform, because I think theirs was the best.
Oh yeah, Too bad I wasn't an M9 fan, but anyway,
I still like the M9. Personally, what I want to see from a lot of different manufacturers is if they can, do their own electric recoil system, because I think we've got to the point where pretty much every AEG is the same. A lot of people are including companies are including MOSFETs out of the box. Like a good amount of them are programmable, but it's just adding another feature to a base system. But does it really enhance your experience, your time playing? Every time I use a gas blowback or an ERG or a recoil system, it's so much more fun, because it's adding layers of complexity to your experience, where it's like, oh snap, I actually have to grip onto this a little bit harder and guide the gun.
I will say, for anyone who is experiencing any form of airsoft fatigue, the sense that you're kind of getting bored of the game, one of the biggest things that will change the game for you is adding that little bit of feedback, whether it's gas blowback or ERG. It will definitely change the way you play. I will say, even for me personally, I was getting bored of airsoft because I was just tired of just zap, just using a sewing machine on people. And as soon as I started fielding an ERG, and as soon as I started fielding gas blowbacks, it made me fall back in love with airsoft all over again. But I will say, though, to what you said about other companies releasing their ERGs, honestly, people should just different companies should just knock off the NGRS system and just make that, because it's TM standard. Does that make sense? Right? Because it's a standard TM system. Imagine if JG or some other clone brand, right?
Did it,
and then it's offered at a fraction of the price. It shoots harder. I mean,
it's made to shoot harder.
It's made to shoot hard, designed to shoot harder. And then if a bunch of other clone companies started releasing their version using the same internals, right, that's going to incentivize the aftermarket to also come out with upgrade parts.
True.
Yeah, so it'll be another renaissance
of airsoft,
which I think that will definitely be a bit more, I guess, it'll be nice. I'm still waiting on clone companies to come out with clones of the MWS, honestly, too.
Really? You think they're going to do it?
Honestly, I think they should, just because the AEG is so standardized.
Yeah, I think,
and the high kappa.
A lot of companies have cloned the WA system.
Yeah, but that's because it's old.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a very old system.
GMP is using that system.
It's very old.
Golden Eagle,
King Arms.
Yeah, King Arms, JG.
Yeah,
they're all using that same system.
But again, it's a very old system.
Yeah,
and if TM is at the forefront, if they're at the bleeding edge of airsoft technology, which, controversial opinion, I don't really think so anymore. Not as much, but they still are. But they still are, because they're pretty much the grandfathers of airsoft.
Yeah.
So
they have the reputation to put them there.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are. So I do appreciate what TM is doing, because again, this licensing thing. Have you seen the NGRS MP5?
A what now?
I want it.
A what now?
I want it so bad. I want it so damn bad, and it's cool. But if a Humorex Elite Force kid officially license that and bring that in, that'd be so dope. Even like the gas blowback MP5 from VFC.
Oh,
If Elite Force can bring that in, and oh man, like there's so much. Speaking of gas blowbacks, I want to see different rifles in a gas blowback configuration, like a gas blowback FAL.
Oh,
or a gas blowback. Oh, they've already done the M14, but I mean, improve upon
make
that.
it better.
Yeah, make it better.
Because the W1 is not that great.
Yeah, I mean, everything WE, you have to pretty much do RTX stuff.
Yeah.
Any of the rifles specifically.
Yeah.
But like, if you start getting into gas blowback rifles and you start diversifying it even more so, like, do the MP5. The MP5 exists.
I mean, Umarex needs to make a gas blowback G36.
Actually, yeah. They already make the UMP.
Yeah.
So, work your magic. Do
and
that.
And also, speaking of Umarex with their licenses, they also have IWI licensing.
Oh,
so they need to make a Micro Tavor X95.
Mm-hmm.
If they can make that gas blowback, if VFC makes one.
Well, they already have the X95 in like a competition.
No.
They need a high end, elite version.
No, it's not the competition one. It's a cheap Walmart one.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like that. Like the receivers are held together by like screws.
Oh no!
Like it's bad. It's bad.
Guys,
it's bad.
Elite Force, Umarex, please do something about that. Bring the Uzi back because Uzi was so much fun. A lot of people have been asking for that too.
They should also make gas blowback Scorpion Evo.
Yep, gas blowback MCX, MPX. What is the short stroke system from Brownells? The BRN 180. It's based off of I think the original the AR 180. So it's a short stroke system in an M4 style receiver, but it didn't reciprocate into.
But speaking about
stock.
MCX though, I recently saw a video of I think it's the MCX Spear. It's supposed to be like the next generation weapon system from the U.S. Army right now. They're having a competition or some trials of basically replacing the M4 yet again. But now they're focusing on a different caliber. I think it's a 6.8.
Oh yeah.
Caliber.
Is it Creedmoor or is it?
No, that's 6.5.
Oh yeah.
But it's developed specifically with the express purpose of defeating high level body armor. But in the civilian market, SIG was promising a 308 MCX.
Yes. Oh, dude, I remember you showed me that.
It is clean.
It's so clean.
Clean.
It looks so good.
VFC.
Please. You got. We know. You're releasing the MPX, the 308 now. Like that. Oh my goodness.
The family will be complete.
Oh, it would be. It truly would be.
So you have the 308 like battle rifle style. Then you have the MCX, which is like the carbine.
Yep.
And then you have the MPX, which is like the SMG.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be sick.
And then on your hip, you got that. You got that M17 on that hip. Oh man, the SIG family. It's all coming together.
P320.
It's all coming together.
That would be tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of newer designs that I think are so new. Companies just haven't been able to make them. So hopefully we get to see a lot of these
and also
new ones.
Yeah, when it comes to the Heresy. Oh, KW, by the way, TK45. Interesting design.
Yes, very.
A little too interesting, I might add.
Oh.
I would pause it and say, what if you were able to come out with that TK45 design that takes like straight M4 mags? If you made like long, straight M4 mags. So imagine like, I might get in trouble for saying this, but imagine like a Vector, but it's chambered in like 5.56 or 308, because for those of you guys out there that know what I'm talking about, Rainbow Six Siege, they have a fictional weapon which is a 308 Vector.
Huh?
So it's a Vector, it's a Vector with the Magpul UBR stock on it, and then in the game it's more like a support weapon, so it has a drum mag. It has a 308 drum mag.
What in the world?
It is freaking sick. And then
Really?
the handguard receiver barrel portion is like extended, so it's like carbine length almost, or SBR. It is freaking sick.
Interesting. That would be very interesting to see.
But just imagine, because the Vector, it has like this long, like super skinny mag.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it might be nicer just to see a thicker, a wider mag, just easier to handle.
So the receiver would have to be a little bit more.
But all I'm saying is, like, if they were to figure out a way, if KDB was to figure out a way to make an M4 mag but straight, You know what I'm saying? So instead of having to deal with that curvature, but if they just made a straight M4 mag that just fits right into the TK45 receiver, I think that'd be very interesting.
That would be
pretty freaking sick. And it has an ERG system. I mean,
actually, I do want to see the QRFs with ERG. Just saying. One of our previous techs, Will, he's still a good friend of ours. He went back to school. He turned his QRF
into a recoil.
I
hated it.
You did? Oh, dude, it was sick.
No. It
was so dope.
I don't think the QRF should come in an ERG system because it needs that buffer tube and that big old stock.
Yeah.
I don't like that look. I love the PDW stock of KDWA. Like it is my favorite PDW stock. And the only way that you should, the correct way to get recoil from a QRF is gas blowback. So KDWA again.
If they do a gas blowback, that would be super sick.
Yeah.
Okay, but
other than moving on from just guns, I think another topic that we need to consider when it comes to I think you talked about diversity, right?
Yes.
Now I am also of a controversial opinion of make 8mm great again.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. We've talked about this a few times.
I know.
So I think 8mm is pretty much dead. I don't know of any companies that are releasing an 8mm airsoft gun at the moment. But if they bring it back,
but they should.
Yeah, if they do bring it back and they turn sniper rifles like machine guns, like the 240 Bravo, and like maybe like DMRs, like the M14 or the 417, they do these in like an 8mm configuration, I think that is where it would shine the most because you're giving that designated platform, a little bit more to work with.
It just has a little bit more oomph.
Yeah, exactly.
So I am of the belief because I think one thing that I always found interesting is like, when you run like a 7.62 or higher caliber airsoft gun, you got bigger mag, you got thicker magazine, and then it just takes the same little pellets.
BB.
I'm like, well, then what's the difference? So I was thinking, like just the mad scientist or the mad visionary that I am, was just thinking, like what if we just made the BB like bigger for bigger caliber guns?
That would that would be super cool, especially if you're able to build them to where they. They're out shooting regular AEG, so it gives them the tactical advantage. But you're also maybe restricting them in what, like you're not just basically turning your LMG into an assault rifle, right?
So the BBs are bigger, which means it'll hold less ammo.
Yep,
that's for sure. And then with the bigger projectile and heavier weight BB, it'll be more wind resistant.
Yep. The momentum itself should be able to carry it further in theory.
And then in an ideal condition, right? Like if you were to shoot someone out at range, sometimes I think the dilemma with a lot of snipers and DMRs is sometimes you're shooting so far and the BBs lose so much momentum.
Yep.
That when you do hit somebody, they don't feel it. Yeah. It's not that they're being dishonest. The enemy plays dishonest. They just can't feel it. So they don't even know if they got hit or not. But with an 8mm BB, it is going to carry a lot more momentum and velocity at range, and it will, people will feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
that would be cool.
Yeah, because I think, like, for example, like a while ago, I think when Chi-Tac still existed, they made a shell ejecting 8mm intervention, gas powered intervention, and I thought that was, when I was a kid and I saw that shot show, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Yeah, but I was a kid and I can't afford that.
Yeah. Like $1,200.
Oh yeah, but I'm just imagining, like what if people just like, what if by next year, I don't know, it's just crazy pipe dream here, if just airsoft manufacturers just agreed, hey, you know what, if it just shoots 7.62 in real life, we just make a bigger BB for it.
That would be pretty insane. Oh, another thing that we thought about is gas blowback LMG.
Oh yeah, gas blowback LMG. Now, long time ago, I did see this on the Airsoft GI website when I was a kid. Was there are gas blowback LMGs that do exist or used to exist?
You're talking about the Escort, the M60?
Maybe, yeah. I think there was an M60. I think there was also a 249. There was this old Korean company that made a gas blowback 249. Yeah, but obviously very expensive. I mean, LMGs are very expensive. A lot of material.
Yep.
Yeah, to make it. But I'm just thinking about, like the magazine also, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, they keep it like realistic. So like, a box mag or whatever, the sack, right? The magazine sack, the satchel only holds like 200 BBs. 200, 300 BBs. So you are kind of limiting yourself on ammo, but I'm just thinking about like, man, just the fun of just being able to just
yeah.
Yeah.
See, I remember the Escort. It was an M60, and that was HPA, but it was a blowback system.
Oh, it's like a Daytona gun almost.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And like my concern with doing a gas blowback LMG is like if it were to be green gas, a cooldown effect. Like you need to do sustained fire, like to make it efficient. You're going to need a lightweight bolt system, and that means you're not going to feel any recoil. So if you or blowback. So if you want to make it a little bit more realistic, you're going to need much more air. So maybe a CO2 powered system. Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
just pipe dreams, pipe dreams
for sure.
Just my hopes and wishes, just in the imaginary future.
Yep.
Yeah. And then one last thing I think for guns that I want to see is G&G, I would say, pleasantly surprised me in the past year or so with their gas blowback pistols.
Yes,
their GTP9, their SMC9, and even their high kappa, even though they caught a lot of flack because it wasn't TM standard or whatever. But I will say, in their defense, they are pushing innovation in gas blowback technology.
Yes, for sure.
And just the efficiency and also like how snappy their pistols are, like just straight out of the box, like it is insane.
Yeah, it's even surprising that Kevin was like, this shoots really good out of the box, like the high kappa, and he was like, if this becomes a new standard, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, G&G.
Yeah. So I will say, like, I'm very impressed. Now, hear me out, G&G. What if you just take that new gas system, their whirl valve system, and their hop-up design and everything? What if you just carry that over, just put it in your CMF-16? What if you put that in your put that in your SMG 45 or PCC 45?
Or
what if dude, or better yet, what if you just put that in like a combat machine body? Because I know in the past you made a gas blowback system.
Yes,
G&G did. Not the coolest. Yeah. I mean, it worked.
Yeah. See, I own one of those, and if you know how to run it, it works good. But it's not the best.
It's not a real gas blowback. It's like a.
It was the introduction into the gas blowback world. Yeah. But if they did like an open bolt style system in all of these guns, well, I mean the PCC 45 you wouldn't be able to do, but like something of that nature would be dope.
It would be absolutely fantastic.
That would be super sick. I would love to see that. Yeah. So basically, at the end of this, we want to see more gas blowbacks and ear Gs. That's pretty much it.
But I would say, just for the regular AG folks out there, I would say another thing I like to see in 2022 is just companies please fix your MOSFETs, please.
Yeah, out of the box MOSFETs. There's only two companies, in my opinion, that are doing it right, and that's Lancer Tactical, because they outsourced it for the Nebula MOSFET, and Classic Army, their ECS MOSFET. So other companies just need to, do better.
Yeah, like VFC, please just.
Yes, come on.
Just sit down
with
and
the Avalon stuff
and just figure out what. I mean, the MOSFET doesn't need to be crazy. It doesn't need to be crazy. It just needs to not die on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. So I think another topic is events. Yeah, I think different types of events. Now, we went to BB Wars about a month ago, and I think that was fun. I would like to definitely go to more events for sure, but maybe expanding outside of just a milsim event, because BB Wars isn't really a milsim. It's for everyone. Like, we don't do any mag restrictions. You can run whatever drum mag, how many high caps ever you want to do. And that's really fun. And not to knock on milsim events, because milsim events are definitely fun as well. You get the
experience.
Exactly.
The immersion.
Yeah, but other types of events, like we were talking about it before, you said a cops and robbers event. Like, that sounds very interesting to me. So I want to hear what you, like how it would try to play out in your mind.
Okay, so I would say you have two factions, right? So you got the cops and you got the robbers. So I'm just imagining if this was to be in like an urban setting, right? We just have a building that's like a bank or whatever, and it has a vault or whatever. So the event I'm just imagining that it's a multi-day event. So it goes on for, I don't know, 72 hours straight.
Whoa, straight?
Like 3 days straight. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
dang.
It's like a milsim West, right? It goes on for 3 days straight.
Ooh.
So the game starts off, and this probably is going to be a pretty expensive event, because I'm assuming that there will be like a civilian faction as well.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of imagining that it's not run by actual customers, like players. It's like
a staff,
hired event staff.
Yeah, like
right?
actors.
Yeah, actors. There'll be either civilians or people working at the bank. Maybe there'll be some like staff that can be like armed security or whatever.
Okay.
And then the robbers. The event starts when the robbers actually break into the bank.
You blew my mind for a second, because I didn't even think about incorporating employees of the bank or civilians.
So it's not going to be a straight just shootout, you know?
Yeah.
Like now the bank, the robbers have to be, the cops and the robbers have to be smart about things.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the event, the outcome of the event will, I think a big factor of it will be like how many civilian lives were lost in the event. But anyway, the event starts out with the robbers breaking into the bank, right? And then for the robbers, they're experienced, right? They have to figure out, how are we gonna like rob this fake cash or like the fake valuables, right? And how are we gonna, like, what is our strategy, right? And then you break in, and then eventually, right, the cops will be called, and so you're gonna have your standard like beat patrol cops, right?
Yeah.
Show up, and then they're going to be a little bit more lightly armed. Yep. And then as the event escalates, right, like we will introduce more like the SWAT and the FBI guys that are more fully kitted out, right? And it's going to be, and the reason why it has to be long is because eventually the robbers have to break out.
Yes.
So now the robbers have to strategically think, okay, how are we going to get out? You know, are we going to play hostages? You know, are we going to try to sneak out? Or are we going to go out guns blazing?
You know, you're describing this to me, and I'm just unraveling, going deeper into different things. They go like when they're
so my strategy, my kind of like sales strategy for this event is like, who wants to be a regular cop? Like you just have a gas blowback pistol. Yeah. Maybe you'll have a shotgun, or maybe you have a basic like AR or whatever.
Yep.
But the way that I will pitch it to people is like, hey, like if you want to be a regular cop, like your respawn time will be probably faster, and also maybe the ticket for you will be cheaper.
Oh,
yeah. That'll kind of incentivize, right? And then if you want to be, like a SWAT team guy or an FBI agent, or if you want to be like, I don't know, like a robber or whatever, maybe the event price will be a little bit higher, but it will allow you to bring higher end stuff. Yeah, like a full kit loadout. But anyway, but aside from that, right? Like you have 72 whole hours, so if the cops are not vigilant, throughout the night, maybe the robbers will just escape. Yeah. In the wee hours of the morning.
And then, so in that scenario, what do you think it would be? Do you think it would be like now the cops have to hunt the robbers and try and find the cash?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So the way that I see it is that's more of like a small scale event. Yeah. Now, if you want to expand it, imagine like you have a whole city, right? And you have multiple banks or valuable places that robbers can hit, right? Maybe simultaneously. Oh. And the cops will have to decide, where are they going to allocate more of their resources to? Yeah. So it's just, it's just a crazy imagination pipe dream, because, like we have a lot of our mill sims or whatever. Yep. But we don't have like our SWAT sims or our cops and robber sims,
That's very interesting, because when you mentioned it to me earlier, I thought, how could you make an event out of that? But as you're explaining it, I'm diving deeper into each thing. Like maybe they don't have the code to the vault. They have to interrogate the employees to get the codes.
So for me, like I'm a very big like bank robbery movie guy. Like I love bank robbery movies, like heist movies.
Yes,
like,
yes.
I am a buff. Like one of my favorites actually is Heat, obviously, with Robert De Niro. Yep. One of my favorites. Another one is La Casa de Papel, which is a Netflix series, or Money Heist.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's a Spanish one, also fantastic.
Oh, did you see?
And the one that came out in 2017 with Gerard Butler and 50 Cent.
Yes, I was just about to say
Den of Thieves. Yeah,
Den of Thieves was good.
Yeah.
See, because they hit you with action right up front, and then it suspense the whole movie. and then the last like 15, 20 minutes, it's more action. I'll just like on the edge of the seat the whole time, just what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like,
but I will say
the
shootout scenes, the tactics, the strats, the gear, the guns, pretty good. I was like, hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So for me, like that is one of my because at the end of the day, I'm trying to sell a fantasy, for like-minded individuals. Like, hey, how would you like for an experience just to legally, quote unquote, rob a bank?
Yeah.
Right. That's freaking sick. Because obviously, I would never rob, like not only for moral and ethical reasons, but also like. Nowadays it's
not healthy.
Yeah, it doesn't pay. It doesn't pay off. Yeah. Bank security and law enforcement, obviously, they've done a fantastic job at making sure that doesn't really happen anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
But because of popular media and stuff, like there is a bit of like a romanticization or like it's kind of romanticized, or it's kind of like fantasized about, or kind of glorified. In a way. Whether or not you have moral conundrums about it, obviously for me, again, I would never rob a bank because morally and ethically that is wrong, in my opinion. And also, that I think logistically, right, it is becoming very close to impossible nowadays with modern technology. But if I were to make an experience being like, hey, how would you just like to just play out this fantasy real quick, just hypothetically, if you're able to do it,
honestly, the way that you explained it to me, you sold me. I'd buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Another thing that I would want to see, I was trying to like throw it at you, but you said it earlier, zombie events.
Oh yeah, I love zombie events.
Same.
I love zombie
the
events.
Zombie apocalypse genre as a whole, especially like when it's in the infancy of the outbreak. Like movies when they depict it and they kind of like they build it up. Okay, so here, this is what I always like reference. So the original Resident Evil movies, right? The first one, they go into the underground facility and then they're dealing with people that are already infected. But in the second one, like the apocalypse is happening. Like the city's in chaos. There's still like a ton of civilians running around and people are getting infected. They're closing off all the entrances to the city. They're not letting people out. And I think that is something that's very cool because zombie events that I've been to have basically just been, hey, all you guys are civilians. There are a few zombies on the field. If you get tagged, you turn into a zombie. And then,
but even that's super fun.
Like, it is fun, but like depending on the execution, because I've been to ones where it's like super terrible.
Yes.
It's super bad.
But let me tell you about this one event that I went to that's super good.
Okay, let me hear.
Super good. So, this was way back in the day. I believe maybe it was like 2015, 2016.
Okay.
And it was at Wildlands Airsoft Park, but it was before when it was called Wildlands.
Was it still Jericho?
Jericho.
Yes.
Yeah. And they had a zombie event. Now, I brought a bunch of my friends. Yeah, I bought a bunch of my friends at the time. A good amount of them didn't play Airsoft. Taylor, our head tech, came with us. He had a gas blowback 417. Freaking sick.
Oh, yeah.
Freaking sick. Yeah, and this was also before both of us worked at GI, obviously.
Yep.
And I even brought my girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
She was a gamer girl, and her favorite game was Left 4 Dead 2. So she
loved,
she loved the Resident Evil games.
Yeah.
She was a big like zombie buff.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I was like, hey, want to be in a zombie apocalypse in real life for a night?
Nani?
Yeah. So I showed her how to use an airsoft gun and everything, how to be safe with it and stuff. And then so we brought all my friends along and stuff. And basically the rules of the game was you have one mag.
Okay,
you can bring any gun you want. You just have one mag.
Mag.
Can't be a high cap though. Can't be a high cap.
It has to be a mid cap of some sort.
So you can bring more than one gun. So you can bring a pistol if you want to. But again, one mag. And then the zombies, I believe, like they were like the fast World War Z zombies. Like they could run at you. Yeah, they could run at you, and you can't really kill the zombies. So they said 7 shots. So in order to disable a zombie for a little bit, it takes 7 shots. Now, whether or not they'll count the shots, or I don't personally believe most of the zombies really will count 7 shots. But obviously, like a burst of fire will basically disable them.
Yep.
But they don't die.
Yeah,
they'll get right back up and start chasing you again. Now, the coolest thing that they did ever was they gave us all glow sticks, so we had to wear a glow stick necklace to show that we're survivors.
Okay.
And then they opened up the whole park. So all the individual fields, not the staging area. Staging area obviously is sacred. You don't play in the staging area, but anything past the staging area, it was all open. And then they turned all the lights off. Yeah, and then like, all right, you have 5 minutes. And all the survivors, find a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let me tell you, like, it was a nerve-wracking experience.
That's
sick. Because once the whistle went, or I think it was like just I think it was a silent start. Actually, no, yeah, it was a silent start. So the refs didn't tell us when the game began. We just had 5 minutes. But eventually it got to a point where we were one of the few last survivors out there.
Oh, really?
And we were on this hill, this vantage point on this hill. I believe, if you guys know the field locally, it was on the side hill of Firebase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're looking down at the city, the main city map that we're playing, and we saw all the glow sticks, and we started to see them all go dark.
Oh no!
And we're like,
are they turning into zombies too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
Yeah. And then eventually, I think we were the only survivors left. At one point, I remember we were inside a school bus, and we were like kind of grouped up with a bunch of these kids.
Yeah.
They're playing. They're like, "Oh, what's going on?" Blah, 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 blah. And these two guys roll up on them. They're like, "Hey, are you guys survivors?" And they're like, "Yeah." And it's like, "You guys have any ammo?" And they're like, "Oh, well, we have." I guess this kid like snuck in a bottle of BBs. And all of a sudden, they pointed their guns at them. "Hey, we're running out of ammo. We need your ammo." And they're like, "What? You're gonna shoot us? You can't shoot us." And they said, "Well, the refs never said you can't shoot each other." And so they're like, "Give me your ammo, or shoot
Wild
you."
West style.
Yeah, and it was a standoff. And I was in the back of the school bus. I had my girlfriend at the time and another buddy just hiding there, being like, "All right, don't freaking move," because like we don't want to give ourselves away, because they didn't notice us. So they were kind of like bartering across, or they were like standing off like right across the hood of the school bus, and we were kind of like towards the back. And so I was like, "Don't move." And so they had this whole standoff or whatever, and then they're like, "Oh, you want to turn into a zombie?" Blah blah blah. And they're like, "Oh no, I don't know if I want to be. But we don't want to give up our ammo." It's like, "Do it, or we'll shoot you." And so they're like, "Okay, fine." And then they started handing over their mags and their ammo. And all of a sudden, somebody starts shooting. I don't know who it was, but somebody started shooting.
Oh, I would have done it.
And everybody was like, like everyone was like panicking and shooting each other. And then I think one of the guys, I think that was trying to rob the kids, start to run away. And then I was like, "Oh, it's now or never." Peek out the window of the school bus, shine my light at him, hit him. Nice. And all of a sudden I see a bunch of kids just on the ground. I'm dying. And then I realized, oh, these guys are all gonna turn to zombies. We have to get the heck out of here.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then at one point, me and Taylor and the rest of the crew, none of our crew actually turned into zombies. We're all
nice.
Yeah, we're all good at surviving. Yep. And then
dope.
Yeah, and then we were running to another safe spot, or we thought would be a safe spot, and this zombie out of nowhere just lunges at Taylor.
Ooh.
And Taylor, like, he panics, and he had this nasty, like, 4-prong flash hider.
Oh.
He accidentally, like, jabs him just out of panic.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh. And then they kind of like somersault away into the darkness. They kind of roll off.
Heck?
Yeah, like and you see them roll off, and I was like, "Oh crap, he's dead!" And so we just
left him behind.
Yeah. But somehow, dude, it felt like a straight up movie. Like, it was insane. Like, this dude literally just pounced on him. It was nuts.
That's cool.
And it happened like right next to me. Yeah, that's something that I'll never forget. Is like this zombie just literally just pouncing on Taylor, and he comes back a few minutes later. I'm like, "Oh," I pointed my gun at him because I thought it was a zombie.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, like, I'm fine. Like, it just turned out that, like, he never actually touched me because I jabbed him with my
was my gun. Dude bleeding?
I don't think it was bleeding, but like
it got him good.
Yeah, it got him good.
Ooh.
And so I was like, "Did you apologize to him?" And he was like, "Yeah." Like, he was cool about it, but like, yeah, I told him I was sorry. Like, you know, it wasn't done intentionally.
Yeah. Just a reflex.
Yeah, it was just a reflex. Yeah. But we ended up surviving that night. We were the only survivors left when the refs called the game.
That's pretty sick.
But there have been some close calls where we would like try to navigate around the city, and we would literally like not have to move a muscle because around the corner were like a bunch of zombies walking by.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say even the regular zombie events, like, it can be good.
Yeah.
I just think that in order for a lot of zombie events to work, I honestly think that they just need to have a decent amount of hired staff. because nobody wants to go to a zombie event and pay money just to be a zombie. Yeah, nobody wants to. So I think a good amount of them had to be hired staff.
Yeah, if everyone was in the the right mentality and they said, okay, like if I die, that's on me. I will become the zombie. Like, and they play the zombie part. That's just it enhances the experience overall.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I have been to some really bad ones where they were, like, just constructed very poorly. Like, there was one event that I did, and it was so bad because they did restrictions on BBs as well. But they were like, hey, we're in California, only 10 shots. We're like, what?
Cali legal magazines.
Yeah, Cali legal mag. What? And then, like, for some people, they'd give them more. For some, they'd give them less. Like, it's funny because I went with my now fiance. She was my girlfriend at the time. Like, they gave her, like, 50 rounds, and they gave me, like, 3. And I was like, what are you? Give me some of your mag. Give me some of that. And it does add, a little bit of complexity. But if there can be, like, a huge event. I know they do an event at Ballahack where they have civilian factions, I believe. And I've seen a few videos of it where zombies will just come in and ransack the place like crazy. But then you're pretty much in the Wild West. Everyone's an enemy or everyone could be a friend.
Yeah, I think one way to spice up the zombie event, again, just to scale it up, is what if there was a military faction quarantining a city?
That's exactly what I was
civilian
thinking.
faction, with just guns.
Yeah.
And then there's a zombie faction in the middle. So actually, what should happen is the civvies and the military faction should be fighting each other.
Yep.
Right. So you should be getting some like good guy man on man. That sounds weird. Not man on man contact, but force on force engagements. Right. So you guys are still playing a regular. You guys are playing a regular night game.
Yeah. But then zombies.
But zombies are also thrown in the mix, and they're like the World War Z sprinter zombies.
Yeah.
That can wreak havoc on you.
Yep.
And so that way it'll add a lot of stress. It'll be a very stressful game.
So here is what my mentality, or like how I would personally construct it. I would have the military faction be quite limited on how many actual players they have. Let's say we do a large.
No, I still think that there should be equal amounts.
I don't think so. And here's my thought process. The military, their job is to quarantine.
Yeah.
They just shoot whatever moves. So human or zombie, they're going to shoot.
I mean, same with the human faction.
Well, true, but I think if it's more restricted, so if the military had like Gucci guns.
Well, I think maybe the rules of engagement should be different.
Yeah.
I think with the military, they should be more focused on just keeping people in the city.
Yeah.
So they're looking more towards like don't actively shoot civilians unless they shoot back at you or whatever.
True. Or maybe give them the Resident Evil experience. You need to go to these places, secure, find the doctor, find the vaccine, or the ingredients for the vaccine. Give them that, and maybe try to tie in the civilians working with them to work together, but they're also working No. I think civilians, maybe it should just be like your mission is just to either survive or get out of the city. And so if you choose to get out of the city, right, like you have the military guarding the city, all the entrances.
Yeah.
And then one thing what you said, I do think there need to be hired zombies. Because if you hire a zombie, they're gonna play the zombie role. They're gonna do what they were there to do, and turning players into zombies. No one's gonna like that. But maybe not a super long event. I think a super long event would be cool, but I think more realistically, like to keep it like refreshing a little bit, is if maybe you do 2-hour gaps. So like there's a time frame, like, hey, a bomb is going to come to the city, blow it up. You need to get these before the bomb comes in. And
I'm done to have the event go all night long, honestly.
Like I'd be down for that too, but I think at points, because I've done that event, it gets really stagnant if it's a very linear kind of story. So like to keep the action going really fast, and have people just like, oh yeah, we need to find this. No, we got like 3 hours left. We can wait. Like,
yeah.
you know?
So okay, yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I would say like if they were to increase the quality of the zombie games, like again, like you hire staff,
Yeah.
you hire like actors and stuff to be dedicated zombie factions or whatever.
Yep.
I honestly wouldn't mind paying a higher ticket price. Like for example, like in Halloween, like I went to locally for you guys in the California area. I went to Not Scary Farm.
Yes, I know what you're about to say.
And that's like a $50, $60 ticket item.
Yep.
Or event, and also like Universal Studios. If you guys have that in your area,
Yep.
that's like a $90, $100 experience, or whatever local theme park that you have that Halloween theme. You know, like that's like the thing to do.
Yep.
Right. Honestly, not gonna lie, kind of underwhelming.
So actually, I don't know if they did it this year or the last.
Well, they
year.
did a zombie apocalypse event.
Did they
Not
have
Scary
the
Farm.
laser gun?
Something like that. Yeah. I mean, not the year I went, but I know I've heard of it.
So I've done that.
But no, but what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I would rather pay anywhere between like $50 to $80 for an actual
zombie.
interactive, immersive zombie event, rather than being like paying like $50, $60 to $80 to be jump scared by a bunch of like seasonal employees.
Yeah. So actually, okay. So here's the thing, though. I think what I'm not considering personally is the event, like the operation area, like where it's going to be hosted. Could you imagine if they did this type of event at Universal Studios or Knott's Berry Farm? The whole park, it's huge.
Yeah, but that's pretty dangerous, though.
That is very dangerous. There's a lot of places that people shouldn't be climbing through.
You shouldn't be going through the theme park.
But imagine something of that scale.
But I'm just thinking even locally, like George Air Force Base, there's a very popular, like Airsoft.
I guess. I mean, I think
event center. Yeah.
I think George Air Force Base is so decrepit now; it all looks the same. But if there were just like, I think one place that would be cool to do it, maybe a mall, like an abandoned mall, or an abandoned, not really a warehouse, but maybe like an abandoned like apartment complex or something. So it's a little bit more.
It's more complex.
Yeah, you have to engage. Like you have to tactically go at this instead of like, because a lot of the events, well, every zombie event that I've went to has been at an airsoft field. Yeah. So it's built like an airsoft field.
Yeah.
But like if you're going to somewhere like there's back entrances, regular entrances, multiple rooms, bathrooms, closets and stuff, you have to do all these different things. It increases that experience. So yeah. Okay, one last thing for events. I know we've been rambling on a little bit. One last thing that I would say I want to see in terms of event is an all gas blowback milsim event.
Oh boy.
That would be dope. Like now it would have to be done right. It would have to be done in the middle of summer so everyone's mags are working properly and everything, but it doesn't need to be like a super huge scale event. Maybe I don't know, maybe 50v50. Like I know a while ago there was an event called Project Reality and it was supposed to be a gas blowback event only. And back then I was like all for it because I was only running gas blowback guns. This is so long ago. I think this was like 2011, 2010 maybe. I was like, I want to do that. That is sick. And I like what Milsim West does in limiting ammo and stuff. But there are always going to be those people who are cheaters. But with gas blowbacks, it's hard to cheat because your mags only hold so much ammo.
Yeah, but it's also limiting the amount of people that actually would want to go and play, because that's a very small subset of the community.
But do you think because like it's a smaller event and not that many people run gas blowbacks, the people that do run them would go there, and honor the rule set a little bit more?
Yeah, I would agree that might be possible, but I think also just finding enough players is pretty tough. Because if I remember correctly, also with Project Reality, it was also very tough to find.
Yeah,
players.
I just saw the ad for it.
Yeah.
But that would be something really cool, like to do that. So it would be like maybe like gas blowback rifles, spring shotguns, gas shotguns, bolt action sniper rifles, if I didn't say that already, and pistols.
But with gas blowback only events, I think what would be super cool actually is having like a lot of like real gun courses, like self-defense gun courses. They put you in like different like real like smaller scale scenarios.
That would be cool.
I think that's more doable, I think, just because that way you don't need to find as many players.
Yeah. Well, that would be more, like what you just said, a training course, but that would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, we've been rambling on a little bit. Let's hit our final topic, which is what do we expect from Airsoft in 2022?
I mean, me personally, I think I loved traveling with Cisco on the road to BB Wars. All of you guys that we met out there, big shout out to all you guys. You guys are all awesome. Yeah. It's all great. And you made us feel really special. Yeah. more special than we actually are, honestly.
Yeah, we're normal ass dudes.
Yeah, we're just normal people. But yeah, like I loved visiting, different fields, and the culture is always very different at each field.
Yes.
And I love seeing that.
That was cool.
Yeah. And just seeing how differences in how you guys play.
Yep.
Because in the local SoCal area, there's a specific way that people kind of play.
Yep.
But out in Arizona, out in Texas, you guys play a little bit differently. Not saying one is better than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
different experiences.
Yeah, but different experiences, and for me, like that's been very eye opening.
Yep.
I would love to visit more local fields in the U.S.
Yes.
And perhaps maybe if any of you local field employees are watching, maybe we could co-op and do an event.
Yeah.
Because that'd be sick.
Yeah. And that doesn't even need to be like a large scale one. Maybe like just everybody comes out and plays, and maybe do some scenario games. That would be tight. That's something that's on my bucket list as well. I would like to visit more places, and I would like to go to more events. Like, I haven't been to an event outside of BB
You need to go to Milsim West, bro.
That is something that
you need to go to Milsim West.
Experience. I mean, I've talked to you about it before. That's a whole other topic. But, yeah, like I do want to experience more. Like, I know 2020 there wasn't a lot going on because of the pandemic, which sucks. Last year, I was very happy to see that a lot of fields and milsim events companies were hosting events, which is so dope. I'm glad to see that they're back and operating full effect, or to the capacity that they could. And I want to be able to like go to the events, travel, meet people, play, because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like like the road trip sucked, but
it was fun.
The traveling with you, the longest drive.
That wasn't that bad.
Went through 3 states.
That wasn't bad.
It was mind numbing for me.
No.
But I mean, I think it was really cool being able to travel with you and play at the different fields and experience.
I mean, I like sleeping with you.
That's all right. Okay. But what you said, going to the different fields, being able to talk with people, especially like meeting a lot of you guys that that interact with us on our social media, like through DMs, comments, the videos, the live streams that I do. Like, I was able to meet a lot of you guys in person, which is so dope. It was a lot of fun, like making friends, playing Airsoft, shooting the shit. Like, that's something that I want to do more of in 2022.
Yeah,
and more gas blowbacks.
Yeah, with all the crazy new gun ideas that we have, with all our crazy event ideas that we have, and hopefully next year we get to do all that while traveling.
Yes, while traveling. That would be tight.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so like I think we're both talking about nationally, like within the U.S.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere outside of the U.S. you would want to play?
I mean, stereotypical answer, like Japan.
Of course.
Yeah, Japan and maybe Korea. Korea's also very big on Airsoft.
He told me that earlier, which is surprising. I want to see Korea.
Yeah.
Philippines is where I want to go to.
Dude, Philippines, it sounds painful. Dude, have you seen Filipinos Airsoft?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. It's insane.
Hard.
They have no FPS limit. They shoot like 550 and 30 rounds a second.
Dude, we've been getting DMs from a lot of people over in the Philippines. Big shout out to you guys.
Yep.
We love you guys. But they've been asking us for very interesting requests. Like some of them are like, hey, we want. I'm interested in buying this gun from you guys. I'm like, okay, cool, but it doesn't shoot hard enough. It's like, it's 400 FPS.
Yeah.
And they go, no. I want it to be able to shoot 500 FPS and like go full auto. I'm like, that's very tough, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough. That's a big ask.
Actually, another place I wanna see is Thailand.
Really?
Yeah, there's actually a really big Airsoft community in Thailand. Dude, and they play at
I cannot handle the humidity there.
Yeah, that's one thing. But like, if you see videos of where they play, it's just like a warehouse that's just so decrepit, like it's being overtaken by the forest.
Oh,
like it's so sick.
That's pretty sick.
It's so tight.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, like that's definitely a place that I would like to
for sure.
visit as well.
For sure.
Yeah, but I mean, those are some of those things that that hopefully we get to see.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to play Airsoft in Japan just because, again, the culture is so different.
Yep.
Like they're a lot more, I guess, socially in a way. They're a lot more like polite and courteous.
Yep.
So I'm sure that like because of the different social order in Japan, there's probably a lot less like cheater, like accusations.
Well, I follow a few Japanese airsoft players. I think your favorite guy is P.O.
P.O. Yeah.
P.O. Gas Blowback.
He's an OG airsofter.
Yeah, he's been playing for a while. He's one of my favorites as well. And like I've seen milsim events in Japan where they're longer operations, and I've seen just the casual gameplay, and they are aggressive.
Yeah, but I think it also helps because airsoft hurts a lot less there.
True.
The FPS limits are way lower.
Yeah, it's 280.
Yeah, something like that. So like a lot more people would not mind being shot.
Yep.
But also, I'm just saying, like, just the overall culture there.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit more interesting. Like there'll be less arguments about people like who hit who or whatever. Everyone just kind of takes their word for each other, and they're very like polite about it. Same with Korea. I'm actually very curious. I mean, I honestly don't know much about the airsoft community in Korea. I just know that it is big.
Okay.
Like, I've had a buddy who was an international student from Korea, and he was like basically saying like, oh yeah, like airsoft is big there. I have a ton of these. Like I have a KWA Vector. I have a this and that and that. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty sick. Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
So yeah. Anyway.
All right, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties and the audio change because I think the memory card is full. But if there is a place that you want us to come play and visit your local field, or an event that you want us to come through, put it in the comments below. Support us directly. Go over to airsoftgi.com, pick up all your airsoft goodies over there. Supporting them supports us, will allow us to make more videos and go to places that you recommend, travel more and meet you guys, play with you guys. It'll be a whole bunch of fun. And we're going to get this edited for you guys to watch. So my name is Cisco.
And Boaz.
And we'll catch you guys later. Peace.